Hi, welcome back. My name is Nicole, and I am here with a message. And this message is one that was given to me by God, and it is coming from John chapter 15. And starting at the first verse, it says, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. You are already clean because of the word which I have spoken to you. Abide in me and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him bears much fruit, for without me you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is cast out as a branch and is withered, and they gather them and throw them into the fire, and they are burned. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you will ask what you desire, and it shall be done for you. By this my Father is glorified, that you bear much fruit, so you will be my disciples. Okay, so what God is saying here is, or this message he has commissioned me to bring to you, is he's reminding us that those who remain in Christ will bear much fruit, while those who do not will be cut off. Here's a quick lesson on the whole thing about vines and vine dressers. Now, vines are plants that grow abundantly and produce fruit. They have branches that are interconnected and dependent on the central vine for nutrients. A well-tended vine produces fruit. Producing good fruit is symbolic of good works, righteousness, and spiritual growth. Vines that produces fruit is seen as productive and purposeful, whereas a barren vine can symbolize unfruitfulness or wasted potential. So in this text, the vine is represented by Jesus Christ, and the vine dresser is our Father, God. And we're the branches. John 15:2. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. So we're the branches. And God is, again, the vine dresser. He provides the nurturing and pruning to help us grow spiritually and bear fruit. His nurturing and pruning, it is represented by his discipline, God's discipline, and his spiritual guidance and refining of us. And that can look like removing certain people from our lives, or removing us from certain places like jobs and homes, to put us in a place that will allow us to grow. Because remember, those who remain in Christ will bear much fruit, while those who do not will be cut off. So unless you are fully submitted to Christ, you're submitted to the will of God, and you're allowing him to prune and nurture and prune you as that branch that's connected to the vine, which is Jesus Christ. You will then begin to bear much fruit in your life. You will begin to see things move at a steady pace. You will begin to see things, accomplishments that you're making. You will begin to see transformation and just a change for the good and the positive happening in your life. So the whole point of God sending me to give this message is to let you know that as a Christian, as a believer, as a branch that's a part of the vine, you should be productive and purposeful, bearing much fruit. Whereas, again, a barren vine symbolizes unfruitfulness or wasted potential. So again, in the kingdom, you shall be purposeful and productive. Otherwise, you will be cut off from the vine because you're not bearing fruit. So this is a message not just for you to gain insight on, the things of the kingdom, but it's also something to make you stop and start, evaluating your life and just doing an introspection just to make sure that you are bearing fruit. Because if you're not bearing fruit, if you're not purposeful, you're not productive. And let's be clear, purposeful meaning you're walking in the purpose that God ordained for you to walk in, not something that you've desired to do according to your flesh or something you've desired to do because the money is good in that area. It is something that you should be doing that God has ordained you or led you to do. And therefore, you're considered purposeful, productive, or bearing fruit. Micah 4:4 says, everyone will live in peace and prosperity, enjoying their own grapevines and fig trees, for there will be nothing to fear. The Lord of heaven's armies has made this promise. So when you are bearing fruit and you're being productive and purposeful, this applies to you. You will have a nothing to fear because God, the Lord of armies, he's there. He's protecting you because he's made you that promise that you will live in peace and prosperity. So I pray that you understand what God has sent me to speak on in this message. I pray that it will resonate with you in a way that you will begin to do self-introspection just to make sure that, you're in alignment with the will of God and you're doing whatever he's called you to do, whatever purpose he placed you on this earth to do, that you're actually doing it. And if not, I pray that this message will cause you to, or encourage you to go before his presence just to find out what is it that you need to do in order to be in alignment and bearing fruit for his kingdom. Because remember, we're here all for a purpose, and that purpose is not something that we decided to do what we felt like we wanted to do. It's all according to what God what his will is for us here. And again, when you are in alignment with God's will for your purpose, you will be productive in a way that pleases him, because remember, it's all about what pleases God in the kingdom of heaven. So again, I pray that this helps someone, and until next time, you have a good one.